Hey everyone, it's Jack from WhatCulture.com. Obviously in a bit of a brighter mood right now in honour of our new GM, Martin Kirby. He's given me this wonderful t-shirt, a new hat, but without any further ado, let's get straight into all the news from this...
Jack.
Mr. Kirby, hey, great to see you.
Great to see you again. As always, big fan of the show, watch it every single week, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
But if there's one small criticism that I've got, is that this isn't quite pink enough.
Right.
So how about we try this?
Oh, right. That's quite pink. That is very pink. Maybe too pink?
You can never have too much pink, trust me.
Right, okay. Thanks very much. Thanks, Mr. Kirby. Thanks for everything you've done. It's quite pink though, isn't it? And without any further ado, this is the fast count. So first, let's kick things off with all of this week's WWE news. Yeah, that is quite pink, isn't it? That's quite bright. It's shaping up to be a massive week next week on SmackDown Live, where of course we have 3 title matches. The WWE Championship is on the line, the Tag Team Championships are on the line, and the Women's Championship is also on the line. But the biggest news arguably of all is the fact that John Cena is returning that night. He is coming back. There's already speculation all across Reddit what colour scheme he's going to wear. But the biggest question of all is, how will The Undertaker factor into the show? Because he's also scheduled to appear that night. Could he cut off John Cena? Could he interrupt him and set up that dream match? I think it's fair to call it a dream match at WrestleMania 33. What are you shaking your head for there? It's a dream match. Of course it's a dream match. Leave that in. Chris behind the camera doesn't think it's a dream match. We could be seeing a new, or should I say old, addition to the SmackDown women's roster because Mickie James is currently undergoing physicals at WWE HQ. I guess that's where they do it, at the Performance Center. Who knows? But if all goes well, if all goes to plan, Mickie James will find herself back on the main roster as part of the SmackDown women's division. She of course impressed at that NXT TakeOver Toronto match against Asuka, which she lost, but it was a very strong showing considering it was her first match in WWE for I think 6 years. So it'd be a great addition to the SmackDown women's roster to see Mickie James come back. Obviously, she's one of the most charismatic women probably in wrestling history, I think it's fair to say. Really hope she passes those physicals, gets back on the roster, and could she even challenge for the SmackDown Women's Championship? Let's see. The main event for NXT TakeOver San Antonio on the weekend of the 2017 Royal Rumble has been confirmed thanks to this week's main event on NXT. Bobby Roode won a 4-way elimination match between well, it was billed I think as a fatal 4-way elimination match, which makes no real sense because I'm pretty sure a fatal 4-way means that it's one fall. It doesn't matter. Bobby Roode won a match against Ty Dillinger, Roderick Strong, and Andrade Cien Almas, the wordiest name in WWE at the moment, probably. Bobby Roode won. It was a great match, and he will be facing Shinsuke Nakamura for that NXT Championship. Will he win? Ooh. Nakamura's not invincible anymore, is he? He's already lost to Samoa Joe, but at the same time, I'm not sure if Bobby is quite ready to make that leap and become NXT champion. He's very popular, of course, but Shinsuke has been billed as such a killer that I don't know if it's the right time for Roode to win the title. Either way, if Roode does win, could we see Shinsuke make his debut at the Royal Rumble? It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time. What an end to that bit there. And now it's time for all the Christmas news from elsewhere in the wacky, batshit, insane world of professional wrestling. First, there's only one show really to talk about in non-WWE wrestling at the moment. Wrestle Kingdom 11 is right around the corner on January the 4th. It could already be the show of 2017. The card is phenomenal, as they always seem to be. New Japan always save their big matches for Wrestle Kingdom. This year we've got Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. That match should be really good. You want it to be really good, and if it lives up to its potential, we could already have a match of the year candidate. The same could be said for the Intercontinental title match between Tanahashi and the current champion Tetsuya Naito. A lot of sort of real life beef in that one as well, because Tanahashi was very vocal about Naito not being a main event level guy when he was an up and coming babyface in sort of the upper mid card. And also we have the never openweight title match between Shibata and Goto. Don't die, Goto. Shibata's gonna, if you're familiar with Shibata, he kicks people pretty hard in the chest and back, and Goto's getting on a little bit that should be a fantastic match. Really looking forward to the show. Cody Rhodes is, of course, in action as well against Juice Robinson. And there's a whole host of exciting matches. Really tune in if you can, if you've got NJP New Japan World on your computer. And just get ready to watch some really good wrestling. Chris has pointed out, and especially as I'm decked out in my Martin Kirby gear, the day after Wrestle Kingdom is, of course, the other show that everyone's talking about in non-WWE wrestling, Kirby Mania in Liverpool from WCPW. Pluggy plug. Over in Lucha Underground, we have a new #1 contender for the Lucha Underground Championship, which is currently held, of course, by Johnny Mundo, and this could mean an end to the, frankly, quite disappointing feud between Mundo and the previous champion, Sexy Star. The new #1 contender is the Mac, who, like Bobby Roode, won a 4-way elimination match. He was facing Jeremiah Crane, Sami Callihan, PJ Black, which is Justin Gabriel, and Brian Cage, which is Brian Cage. And the Mac has won, and he has a title shot now against Johnny Mundo. Will he win? Won't he win? I mean, if you've read ahead the results and spoiled it for yourselves, you'll already know because it's all pre-taped. But there'll be none of that here on the Fast Count. Will he win? Won't he win? Who knows? It should be a really good match. And finally, because this week hasn't really given me that much to work with in terms of non-WWE news, we are going to talk about a late contender for Feud of the Year and for Match of the Year. And it concerns a WWE superstar, but it didn't take place in a WWE arena. It is, of course, Becky Lynch versus a tin of pineapples. If you haven't yet seen this, go over to Becky Lynch's Instagram, where she live sort of periscoped a video of her just trying to open a can of pineapples, and it was going badly. I mean, a poor workman blames their tools, but she wasn't working with the best can opener. She really struggled. Eventually, she just started taking a knife to it, and I was watching like, don't slice up your fingers, Becky, come on. Eventually, she did it. It was quite a tussle. 5 stars. Feud of the Year, Match of the Year, fight forever. And finally, let's have a look at all of the Christmas takeaways from the end of 2016. First of all, it is time to talk about Match of the Year. What was your Match of the Year? Let me know in the comments below. Personally, I'm going to have to go from a match from Wrestle Kingdom 10, Tanahashi versus Okada. To those who are only really WWE fans watching, that might seem like a bit of a hipstery choice, but for those who've seen it and understand the storyline and the long rivalry over years between Okada and Tanahashi, this was sort of the pinnacle of that rivalry. The storytelling was absolutely fantastic. The in-ring act, the wrestling itself was phenomenal as well. And it had to follow AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, which everyone saw and thought, that's the match of the night. And then they took it up to an even higher level, in my opinion. There's also a lot of great matches that have happened in WWE this year. Nakamura versus Zayn, that recent 2 out of 3 Falls tag match on NXT, that was probably my personal favourite WWE match of the year. What do you think? As I say, let us know in the comments down there. In a similar vein, we're now going to talk about who do you think is Wrestler of the Year. For me, there's only one man who could really be considered Wrestler of the Year, and that is AJ Styles. He's kind of done something that no one's really done before in wrestling. He made that leap from New Japan over to WWE and had one of the best debut years I can remember since maybe Kurt Angle back in 2000, so 99, 2000, when Angle just went on a tear. WWE seemed to realise this guy's too good not to push to the moon. They've done the same with Styles, who apparently was brought in just to be kind of an upper mid-carder until Vince McMahon realised, no, it's AJ Styles. He's incredibly good, and for me, he has been the best wrestler in the world for 2016. But who do you think? There are a lot of other options over in New Japan. Okada, Omega, and Naito have all had classic years. You could make a case for Will Ospreay, who's had a real breakout year and is a much bigger star than he was even a few months ago. He keeps growing and growing as the weeks go on. But who do you think? For me, again, personally, it's the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. And finally, just to wrap things up,
Jack. Sorry to interrupt you, but one more thing. I've been looking in the WCPW archives and I found this, which I think you can make good use of. And if anyone deserves it, it's you more than Parmesan. So that's all yours, mate.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adam Pacitti and I'm your WhatCulture Pro...
Whoa, dickhead.
Oh.
I don't think so. I think you're out of here. Go on your bike. I'll have that. Hello, I'm the brand new WCPW General Manager Martin Kirby, and I'm here to tell you about the very first show of 2017 from WCPW. Kicking things off on January 5th from Liverpool, and we're going to make things bigger and better than ever before. It's going to feature some amazing matches such as Cody Rhodes versus Zack Sabre Jr. for the internet title. And because I'm the general manager, how about we name this show Kirby Mania? It's going to be pink, so make sure you bring your glow sticks. I hate doing these, I haven't got time anymore. American voiceover guy, you take it away.
WCPW proudly presents Kirby Mania, featuring all your favorite WCPW stars, including Bully Ray, Marty Scurll, Joe Hendry, Rampage, Moss and Slater, the WCPW champion Drew Galloway, and the man himself, Martin Kirby. Kirby Mania, Liverpool, January the 5th, 7:30, 2:30 Eastern, live on WhatCulture Wrestling.